Hi, my name is Blessing Abeng. I'm from Nigeria and I am currently taking the MBA program at Said Business School at Oxford University. The name of my scholarship is Oxford, Weidenfeld and Huffman Said Barnett Scholarship. Oh my God, it was such a great feeling because I don't know if you could know this, but there's a wait time. So after you've been told that you've been accepted into Oxford, there's a wait time between when you hear that and when you find out whether or not you'll be funded. And it feels like a lifetime. It's not, but it feels like a lifetime. And I remember receiving the message and finding out that I was going to be funded. I was shocked for a few minutes. I probably was stunned. I don't think I reacted for like the first few minutes. And then I just screamed very randomly, which must have been so shocking for my partner who was just right beside me. And then we went through the motions and then I called my parents and then we just had this moment. It was such a beautiful one because it meant that I was going to be in Oxford and study the thing that I really wanted. And it just made everything that I planned to do after just so much more, within reach. I guess that's the best way to put it. Yeah, it was beautiful. I think the biggest gift was the gift of focus because I got the scholarship, I could just focus on my education, focus on learning, focus on the curiosities that I had. And it has opened me up to a world of meeting people. And when I say people, I'm not even just talking about the faculty or the quality of speakers that Oxford tends to attract, but it almost feels like there's this oyster that the world has become. And you can just walk into spaces and just listen, unsure about how it might connect to what you're trying to learn, but eventually the bridge is eventually built. So that's really great. The people I've met, the openness, that has been great. I need to say that my scholarship was fantastic because my course naturally doesn't come with moral philosophy, but then my scholarship comes with moral philosophy. And that is so, oh my God. Word cannot describe the gift of moral philosophy because then you have to tackle matters. You have this like perfect world in your mind. You have all these ideas, these things you want to do, good intentions, and then you bring those good intentions to question. And you have to ask yourself the tougher questions that the world would probably ask you. And so you get to confront those kind of conversations way ahead and rethink some of your ideas, double down, have better reason. It's just such a beautiful experience in that way. And the people that I've met, have I said the people that I've met? Gosh, the people I've met have been great. And just the openness of the faculty, the openness of people in general, people who have probably written the textbooks that I read. And they're just so nice. I mean, I ran into someone who wrote a book that I really, really loved, but for some reason my brain didn't connect the two people together. Like I knew his name, I knew the book, I knew this man, only to find out that the three were the same people. It was beautiful. It's been beautiful, I guess, in summary. Oh, great. That's the beautiful question. So pre-Oxford, when I wrote like my applications, the most important thing to me was to be a bridge. Now, the most important thing to me is still to be a bridge. I find that I have very unique skills and my biggest passion is Africa. The continent of Africa just really speaks to me. I love that we are at a very important inflection point. And there is just huge opportunity for economic growth. There's so much happening on the continent, but there seems to be a gap when it comes to funding and how that funding is distributed. I've played many roles within the continent, helping startups get funded, getting funded myself when I had a startup. I've run a nonprofit to add value to the continent. But right now, one of the core things I really want to do is use my skills when it comes to branding and communications to close the visibility gap and the narrative gap to help more governments and funding institutions attract more funding from global institutions. However, the one thing that school has challenged me to do is ask myself, is that the only way? Are there better ways? Are there more ways? Am I looking at it from one perspective? Is there a different way to look at this problem and a different solution that could come out of that? The one thing I'm sure of is that I'm going to be working hard for the African continent, irrespective of where I work. And adding value in whatever way that I possibly can. St. Anthony's is great. So I'm gonna make a quick confession. When I came in, I didn't know what to expect. I wasn't very sure. And then I did my research. I watched the YouTube videos and I was like, there's something here. And then I actually came to the grounds and they have blown my mind. St. Anthony's has blown my mind in multiple ways. I love the people. I love the diversity that is available here. I love the food. I really love the architecture. Did I say I love the architecture? It's so beautiful. I love the library. There's something about it that is different, beautiful. And then I keep running into people that I have probably met in some way, but not known that I met them, or finding connections that are very unexpected. It's way more social than I expected it to be, and the level of collaboration is fantastic. Like, they're always finding ways to collaborate with other colleges, so your academic self gets fed, your social self gets fed, your stomach self gets fed. It's so beautiful, and the willingness of the staff to engage with the students, that's something I find very valuable as well. The history is beautiful, the story is beautiful. Just also knowing that St. Anthony's is one of probably the only college that is named after two separate St. It was beautiful survivors as well. But yeah, the history is amazing. And the merch. Yeah, love this college. When you donate to scholarships like this, you're not just donating. Don't think about it as donations or giving money. Think about it as giving the gift of time, presence, and focus, right? Because those are priceless things. The student doesn't have to think about, oh my God, how am I going to make my next rent? Or, oh my God, I need to defend my dreams just because I can't afford the dream that I have. A student doesn't have to think about, where's my next money going to come from, or do I need to work super hard to make things happen or to make ends meet? You're actually helping them sit in class and just absorb the information that is being sent to them. It gives them room for curiosity. I often find that innovation can be tougher when you're prioritizing survival. And so when you give gifts like this, you're literally having a huge impact in someone's life, both from a time perspective, from a presence perspective, and from a focus perspective. And that could just lead to exponential returns, things that you can't even quantify. There's also the ripple effect that comes from that. For example, I am making a decision that because of how useful this is being for me, further down in my life, I want to be one of the people who donates to this fund. I want to be one of the people who can add value to Antonians coming after me. So yeah, this is video evidence committing to that. But I think that is one of the best gifts you can ever give, and the returns are not things that you can even just measure in little terms. The IRR, really high. Wow, this is tough. Okay, I didn't think it would be this tough, but I can try. I think it's very international in that way. You meet different types of people. If you were looking for one place you could go to and just experience the world, I feel like I would be St. Anthony's. So international. Social. Did I say social? This guy, this is crazy. They have so much fun. It's amazing. They come up with really brilliant ways to have fun. And I think the language immersion is just so cool. So that's cool. So I've said international, I've said social, and my God, this is tough. I need to find a third. I'm trying to find which word would be the most perfect third word. I'd say home away from home. And there's that homeliness you feel with people, with the way that like people interact, the formals, the kindness. I don't know how to explain it. Like, you have to be here to experience it, but there is the homeliness where you don't feel alone, and that is really good.